What's good, YouTube? B-Harch back with another one. This is a nice Saturday. Got some clicking in this driver's side CV. It's been doing it for a while. Just haven't really found the urgency to get to it. But got a nice Saturday on my hands. Not much else happening. Figured I'd do it. Well, I had the chance. Kind of starting this, of course, you could see midway through the teardown. If you know, if you can get to this part, I think you're probably on your way to, you know, being able to take care of this CV axle on your own. But doing the CV swap isn't a hard thing. It's just, I would say, somewhat tedious. I mean, as with anything, you gotta take the tire off and all that crap, bust this axle nut. But I don't know, like, I guess if I had to show you all that, I don't know that you probably would want to do this to this level. So I would start this video with the trust or assumption that you're already good enough to get to this point. So that's why I didn't film every second of what I'm doing. But basically, take the wheel off, I took the caliper off, of course the rotor, then you have the axle nut, and then what I did, I thought about going one way, but then I changed my mind as I started doing it. I was going to try to undo this little, let me turn this light on, undo this, you know, kind of lateral link or control link or whatever, end link. But you can take off this the castle nut and then, you know, pop this thing down. Granted, those of you who are in the rust belt may be a little jealous if this just came right out, but that's where I'm at. That's how it works. But that's what I ended up doing. Was I took the cotter pin out and I was like, you know what, changed my mind. I did break this free, but I'm going to tighten it back up, and I just went ahead and took the thing out of here that keeps the ball joint seated in the bottom of the knuckle. And so I put this pry bar in there. I've got a little thing here, and I just popped it up and it came right out. So I may smear some what you call it, anti-seize on there when I put it back, just because I have it here. But I did, I put these in myself. This is Subaru, it's an OEM Subaru one, and I wire wheeled that out. I'm surprised I don't have any C's on it, but I thought I did. Anyway, I've already climbed underneath the car and done this light. If you're looking at doing this, you have to come under the you know, to the transmission here, and there's a roll pin. You can kind of see the hole there. My axle's already spun a little bit. Let me see if I can. So you have that little pin that comes in there, and it's on the ground here somewhere. It might be under my jack, but oh no, here it is. So that little pin goes in the middle there, and it holds it, you know, into the transmission output. As you can see, there's an output shaft there. But for what I'm doing, I'm going to put the new one on. But you have to get enough room to where you can pull this old one out. So I got to move this knuckle, and I didn't want to mess with the stuff that you know, has to do with the alignment and all that. So you can kind of see it's been leaking a little bit. I call it leaking, but it's super slowly but surely. A couple of my other videos, you could see where this boot, I mean, I guess there was supposed to be a metal band on this. Oh, it's still there, but it's still been sliding out the bottom. And I mean, the axle's probably, I don't know, 2 years old. No, 24. I moved to Germany in 20, so yeah, it's probably 4 years old. But I bought it off of Advance or something for like 80 bucks from Cardone or whatever. But once I got it in, it started slinging grease like day one, so slowly out the bottom. So I knew it was only a matter of time till it was out of grease and it started clicking, and it's been clicking for a little bit. I'm just, again, getting to it. But anyway, pull this axle out. I can move this knuckle out a little bit further, separate these two, and I'll take this out. I'll go ahead and pause that while I separate these two and then lay these side by side. I'll be right back. Okay, now that I got this out, it took 2 seconds to just push this, you know, swing the knuckle out the way and pull it out of the transmission and push this little end of the CV axle back. But as you can see, there are two different kinds. So this one right here is technically what should be on my 99. This is a 99 Forester axle. I bought this, like I said, for this. This one came off of a, man, I think I had a 2004 Legacy wagon kind of thing. And it had the, you know, you can kind of see the things here for the speed sensor built into this. But if you look at them, they're exactly the same length. Exactly the same pin spline count, and the only difference, I guess what really matters, is this goes in and this goes in. So as long as you got clearance for this and this, which technically I do, because this one used to be on my car at one point before I bought this one, it'll work. So I'm not saying, you know, swap it if you got it because it's the one to do, but it will work. So I had this, I saved this one because it came off of a car that I didn't have it in very long, and I hated to throw it away because I knew I had to scrap the car blew a head gasket, and I was moving from Germany and blah blah blah. So I took the good parts off of it and just been carrying this around, but I'm actually going to get to use it now. And I bought this one when I was in the States, and I was like, oh okay, I'll put the new one on, or the one that should be on. But now that I picked this one up back here, this is hot. Like, I parked the car a little bit ago. It's been sitting for at least an hour. And this thing is, this is hot. Of course, this has just been sitting here. This looks a little bit meatier too. This, maybe it's just my eyesight because this is rusty, but this thing is just so flimsy, and it's just popping in and out, and it's hot. Like, I could feel it. Granted, this has been on the shelf, but it doesn't move like this one does. So I think the clicking might be coming from here. I think this one is just like real worn out, maybe. I thought it would be in here because these boots look like they're just about to split. So I think it was only a matter of time before this one was going to die anyway. But I'm going to throw that one into the scrap pile. I'll put this one back in. Transmission in first. Pop that little grow pin in, and then put this end back in, and then it'll be just a reverse. Put the ball joint in. Probably do the calipers, or the caliper rotor, and then maybe connect this end link and stuff once it lines back up, and then put the tire back on. But yeah, so I'll pause it as I go, as I get stuff back together. But I just thought I'd make a quick video. I mean, it's just a Saturday. I've probably been working on this maybe 45 minutes to tear it down. I've been just me moving kind of slow. So I mean, this is not too hard of a DIY if you needed to. I did go ahead and take my speed sensor out, just because the minute you break that, that's like $100 or wherever you got to get one from. So I went ahead and pulled it out the back and then hung it up there, and I got the little caliper hanger off of Amazon. I think I got like a 4 or 6-pack for like $20 or something, but it's handy. But yeah, I'll get this thing back together, so give me a second, I'll show as I go, getting back together now. Alright, so I moved around back here. I haven't put it back together just yet, but as I was looking at the knuckle from the back side here, I was looking at the seal that was in there, and I was like, man, that thing looks a little mangled or mushed on one side. And so when I was messing with it, I did say, well, let me go ahead and see if I can pull that out. So I popped this out just because it doesn't look great, and I actually happen to have another one kind of in the package. Sometimes I want to buy one, I buy two, just so I have an extra. I don't have to wait for it. I hope this is the right part number. I haven't looked it up, but it fit. I'm pretty sure this one is the one. This one says oil seal, but it's got like a little rubber lip on the edge of it, and the one I took out didn't, and the one I just put in didn't. And then this one is not OEM, but this came with a wheel bearing kit that I bought, but it's got 3 seals in it. And this one also has a lip on the edge. and then 2 other skinnier ones. So I know this might be for rear. I can't remember if this is from my 04, but I keep a couple of extras, you know, things while I'm there, but hopefully this is it. I did kind of set it in place. I haven't tapped it in just yet, but it does fit. And then it does look, you know, similar from one to the other as far as, you know, diameter, of course. But, and I see people on YouTube, you know, looking for stuff to tap these things in, and they'll use sockets and stuff. And I'm like, man, if there was only something you just took out that you could put over the old one and tap on to put the new one in. Like, just use your old seal. Lay it over it. Beat the edge of this one up, which is trash anyway. And there you go. Like, trying to find a socket, you know, that's that big, you know, to fit this diameter wouldn't be easy. But I did actually happen to have one that is perfect. I don't know where the heck this thing came from or what it goes for, but it was in my dad's toolbox. And it says it's 2 1/8 if you care to ever wonder what the diameter of that is. Not that you can measure it, but yeah, so I just happen to have both the old one and the socket, but it fits over perfectly. But anyway, I'll try to tap that in lightly just to make sure it seats better, but I'm hoping when I put the other axle on it, it'll draw it in and snug it down when I tighten it up. But anyway, just doing a little bit of preventive maintenance while I'm in here. Easier to do it now than if it dies later. Alright, this is a second attempt, but I've already got it back together. My phone keeps overheating. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to film in such high def or something. I'm not even into normal setting. I just went to half zoom. But what I was saying before was, if you don't get this first try, like those splines, that hole is just not lining up. Don't force it, because if it's not lining up and it's just like one spline off, it's gonna be one spline off no matter what. I'm trying to, there we go. Take the CV axle off, give it a 180 spin, and then try it again with the other side's hole. Don't force it, because if it doesn't line up, it's not going to line up. You're going to be either one spline off to the top or to the bottom. But if you 180 it, it's perfect. So that's what I did to this. I was trying to show that, but my phone shut down. And then I went ahead and put this little roll pin back in. And the same thing, like, you don't have to jam it all the way through. If you start tapping on it and it doesn't go in easily right away the first couple taps, then you may be off a spline that you can't see. So it should go in pretty easily. And then I just kind of made it flush, and you know, now it's in. Now all I got to do is feed this end back through the, you know, through the knuckle here and put it in there. Put my axle nut on. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, but small progress. And then, you know, just wanted to give a tip on that little hole there for trying to get that pin in. Alright, well, basically got it all put back together, somewhat buttoned up. At this point, it's damn near just a brake job. I was able to shove this, you know, all the way through. Got it here to the end, just got to put my axle nut on. Put a little anti-seize on the splines there. Got my ball joint back in here, just popped in. Hand tighten that down a little bit. I'm going to look up the torque setting for that. I'm pretty sure this is like 32 pounds, this axle nut. 135, some shit like that, you'll find it. But slip in a new cotter pin down there, and then put the caliper, rotor, tire back on, lug nuts, let it down. So it took a little bit. I mean, my video may not be the longest of doing this, but I've been out here for a minute, kind of up and down, getting stuff, looking at things. So all in all, I'd say if you had, you know, hour and a half to dedicate to this, if you're doing it by yourself, you know, consistently moving, I'm probably at that, maybe a little over, but I got nothing else going on, so I'm just taking my time, making sure everything looks good. Of course, I did replace that wheel seal. Anyway, just a just precaution. I mean, I don't for sure think it needed it, but I was there, had a couple. Anyhow, I think I'll end it here. I mean, for the most part, again, it's just a brake job and the wheel back on. So any questions, you know, likes, comments, happy to show what I did, but or go into other detail that I didn't so much show on here. But it spins, hopefully no clicking, but put that roll bar or roll pin back in, and I mean, it fits. Like I said, this is at the same place where the other one is, so it's not like, you know, this axle is going to give me anything different than what the other one did. So that's it. Good luck, and you can do it. Not too crazy. I don't know what shop charges, but I just figured I'd do it just because I have it, and it's bothering me. So take care out there.